Greetings, gamers, and welcome to episode 15 of the L7 Iron podcast. So, today we have a new guest that's never been here before. So, I'm just going to jump straight into the introduction. So, Shiba, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Saint Shiba. I love RuneScape. That's about it.
Okay. You want to give like a little bit more information for those who don't know you about your YouTube channel, what you do, your goals?
Oh yeah, I had a Max Inferno account. I logged out of it forever. I started all over again, and the plan is to complete RuneScape from scratch, which is like full completion. So one of the grinds I have at the moment is I have like over 7,000 Castle Wars tickets because I want to have like all of the Castle Wars armor like all at once, and I also want to build the Castle Wars Armor 3 stand, which I think a lot of people don't even know exist in the game.
Yeah, I didn't know it existed. Have you calculated how much time that's going to take to finish like absolutely everything?
Nope, I'd rather not think about it, to be honest.
Does that include 200 mil all as well?
Yeah, 200 mil all,
Oof.
100%. And I'm thinking that's going to be the next AFK goal, but we'll see what happens with sailing, because I'm thinking fishing with a fish barrel for the next AFK thing, but we'll see what happens with sailing, because I think that would introduce some new fishing metas, but we'll see. We could talk about that later, though.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a big topic later. All right, the second guest is Salii, reoccurring guest. Salii, would you like to say hi?
Yeah, hey, what's up? Some of you guys may remember. I think I did the one about like macro efficiencies and 2K capes. So I was one of the guests on there if you guys remember that.
I don't remember what episode that was. I should have probably done my research, huh? Whoops.
Yeah, I'm sure I forgot.
Nah, it's fine. They'll watch all of them. They'll know. Okay, so let's just jump straight into the topics. So the goal of today was to discuss what was discussed yesterday for us, but 2 days ago for you because I'm uploading this Monday morning. But essentially, we had the summer summit, and Jagex, the moderators, presented a bunch of their roadmaps and the updates that they're planning. So there was quite a few topics. Some of them were really good, I think. Some of them not so good. But I would like to maybe spend the entire podcast discussing these changes and seeing what our thoughts are. Now, I don't think we're a good representation of the OSR's community. We have two maxed irons and a main that's going for like completionist collection log. So any new update for us essentially adds time to our goals, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that might maybe bias our opinion slightly. So just something to keep in mind. And at the end, we're going to finish with a sailing discussion. Now, the Gigapole, as Jagex calls it, is officially in game, so don't forget to go vote for that. Last time I checked this morning, it was over 70,000 votes, which is absolutely nuts, by the way, in under 24 hours.
Big.
That's insane. So, yeah, on that note, let's start off with the first topic, which is Deadman Mode Reborn? Is it Reborn?
Apocalypse, I think
Apocalypse, that's what it is. I'll be honest, I'll start with this one. I really don't give a shit. It looks fun to play, but I think I'll watch 100%. And that's it. So
I was friends with the guy who hit Boaty for that 35 with the Dragon Warhammer. When that happened, like I was messaging him like crazy. It's so fun. I haven't spoken to him in ages. I don't know if he plays, but I have an entirely new friends list on this new account. So,
how about you, Salii? What do you think about the MM?
I mean, I'll never play them. Got no interest in them. I'm glad it makes someone happy, but I mean, it ain't for me. I'll probably watch the finals, but I don't really have an interest in watching people grind. 2 weeks or however long it is. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I think it's good for like making GP and things like that, but you guys are iron, so you don't really care about that.
Yeah, I guess you can make good money the first couple of days if you. I'm assuming swapping is allowed. If so, you can make good money.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that because that's really the only reason I think I'd go for it. It's just to make some money to swap or something or fuel someone else's account.
They made it legit in one of the previous demo modes because they couldn't monitor it, I suppose, and so they just made it legal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easier that way, I think, and it also gives people a way to make money. And
Sure.
at the same time, like as much as we all hate PKing and the community of PKers, I think the MM modes is healthy for the game. That's what PKing should be, and giving the MM to PKers should satisfy them for hopefully longer than a week. We'll see, and yeah, it's healthy for the game. It's a good update. Should be fun. The finals are always amazing to watch, and hopefully Jagex doesn't do some shenanigans and causes the DMM to crash or something.
I mean, that's become a staple, hasn't it? So I'm quite looking forward to that, honestly.
I guess it's entertaining for us.
But I guess one thing that does affect everyone is like all of the PKs are mostly going to be on DMM for the most part. And if they're not, then they're probably not very good PKs. So time to do some wildy content, I suppose.
That's true. That's another advantage as well. Do the wildy content while everyone's in DMM. Okay, well that's kind of unfortunate. We didn't spend too much time on DMM, but I don't think we have the right people around the table to discuss DMM.
No.
So hopefully
No.
PKers make podcasts on it and you can listen to that. So we can move on to the second topic if that's okay with everyone else.
Yeah, sure.
100%.
Now this topic, I just want to mention, like Salii is going to be super torqued. The Chambers of Zarek changes, which, you know what, Salii? It's yours. The ball is yours.
Yeah, so I've always been like a Chambers fanatic when it released. Like my main is 3,500 kills. I have an alt with 2K. And I always did 4+1s back in the day, and that's back in the day when you were running teams to where like the requirement was to have a pre-scout alt, and you could only scout certain layouts, and like you didn't raid with anyone that didn't have an alt. I really got into alting because of it. I think alting is like my favorite part of the game. Even as an Iron Man, I still enjoy alting. Um, and so I was a little, hard set on scouting not being removed because I think that's what gives another layer of complexity using an alt to scout. I think it gives another layer of difficulty in terms of managing more than one account. And that's something that you can't really replicate in game, I feel like. So I was a little hard set on it, but I do also understand that chambers will become much more enjoyable for much more of the community. And so I'd much rather, those people have fun than for me to, kind of gatekeep scouting behind alts, right? So I'm okay with it. I think it's a welcome change, but it took me a while to get there. But overall, I think the approach they're doing is good with having like tokens. Well, I mean, they like didn't confirm that, right? But having some sort of consumable, whether it be gold or tokens or something, um, limiting that ability a bit. So overall, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Shiba, anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, from memory, they didn't speak about the 2K capes, did they? They didn't talk about
Yeah.
any of the changes.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that. Thank God.
Me
I am a
too.
gatekeeper when it comes to 2K cape.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the 2K CM cape. It is so prestigious.
It's
So hard.
yeah, 100% way more prestigious than something like 2K TOA. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit weird that it's trapped behind CMs rather than standard. But that's coming from someone who's not done a lot of chambers already. So
I think it was more like a timeline issue. Like when Chambers came out, obviously there was no 2K, and then CMs came out like 5 months, 3 months before TOB did with the
yeah,
capes, and people love the capes, and so Tob came out with the capes as well because they were like, oh, people love it. It's a quick ad. They added it. Originally, it was 5,000 Theater Blood capes, but luckily some player testers there told them that hey, 2K is enough. So they dropped it down to 2K, and then obviously hard mode wasn't out, right? So you can't make the TOB
yeah.
cape hard mode only, right? Because it hadn't come out yet. So it's more like a timeline thing than consistency problem because things didn't exist when things came out. Um, you know, but I do understand that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate in the community between removing the CM requirements and making it both. I like it being CM only. I think it adds a layer of rarity to the item, makes it more prestigious, like you mentioned, Salii. And the only thing that concerns me is once I start grinding CMs, if they make the change, then that's a big hit on me in terms of my time loss.
Yeah.
So that's my only concern. If they want to change it like right now. If they otherwise, just leave it as is forever. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, that's why I've planned to keep it as like the last raid that I do.
Yeah, same.
I think I'll do some stuff after 2K2A. I'll do some other stuff, but then it's probably theater next, and then I'll leave chambers last just in case they change it from CMs to regular.
Yeah, I'm keeping theater last because I figure the new prayer book would have the most impact in TOB. So I'm trying to wait for the new prayer book, however they decide to do it.
Oh, right, okay. You still think they're gonna release it, or is that a meme?
I think they'll do like god alignments. They said something about
yeah,
that in the
yeah, I do that. Yeah, I like the god alignments.
I think it'll come eventually, but probably in over a year. So, but let's go over the chambers changes. So the first two were the scaling, ability to scale, so add members to scale the raid, and then the scouting. I think great ideas. Honestly, I think the currency idea with the I don't remember how they called it. Was it like twisted tokens or something? I think that's so cool, and hopefully that's tradable. If it is tradable, that'll give an additional money source to lower levels. Grinding regular chambers, they can sell those tokens for extra money. So that's really cool. And,
yeah, kind of like the Awakened Orbs, right?
Exactly. And I'm sure like rich players going for PBs, they're gonna blow their money on that because
100%.
it's so good. And also, it also solves a botting issue with people running bot scripts to scout raids. So this literally removes that entire bot farm in the game, which is really awesome. Maybe they'll still go, but depending on how expensive the currency is, like if it costs more than 5 mil to buy a scout, the bots are still gonna go. But if it costs anything under like a mil, I think the bots are done and they're gone, which would be cool.
Yeah, I'm glad of that too. It really did annoy me when, all of the scouting were just bots, right, and being sold by private discords.
And you kind of had to pay it too because they were offering like a reasonable price compared to like the We Do Raids scoutings.
Yeah.
I think from memory, We Do Raids would go up to like 5 mil and sometimes even higher. And those discords, you'd have like a wallet and you can put money in there and you can buy it. It's still kind of unethical because you're giving money to a bot farm, but I mean, unethical, ethical, whatever. Close enough.
Yeah, so definitely glad they're coming out with some alleviation for it.
Yeah, good job on Jagex for that. I think it's long overdue as well. And
Yeah.
they didn't mention anything about like changes to the CMs at all. Like, are there going to be any changes towards Iron Man to make it so that supplies are dropped to everyone? That would be something that would be huge for us to grind like 2K cape to raid with mains and not be punished.
Yeah, because I feel like as an Iron Man, I can only raid with other Iron Mans really, because the time loss of being with the main is kind of nuts when you're doing like a duo no prep, trio CM, right? So it would be nice
think I was gonna say, do you think they're gonna remove ulting altogether that will scale the raid so that you're not able to essentially buy purples anymore through those boosting discords?
Oh,
I don't
that
think.
won't be fixed unless they do different changes.
Well, all they have to do is remove the personal point cap, and that's done, instantly fixed.
Yep, that's what they'd have to do. Do you think they should fix that, by the way?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's a bug.
How about you, Shiba? What do you think?
I 100% think it needs to be removed. 100%.
I agree as well.
8 years ago or 10 years ago, however old Chambers is, they didn't know someone was going to solo ohm for 3 hours, or how
Well, they didn't
long
even
it
think
is.
solo was possible.
Yeah, so
Remember that too.
that random point cap is, just bad luck that they happened to put it in without understanding the implications of it 8 years down the line. There's no way they would have known, right? Like,
yeah, they wouldn't know.
the effect of that point cap is no way they could have known.
But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't mention it. I guess if they want to fix it, they shouldn't mention it because then that could spike sales significantly.
True.
I guess it's better for them to just patch it and say nothing.
And I think all they
Integrity
got to do
change.
is remove the
Exactly.
point cap.
But that's Jagex's decision at the end of the day, so it is what it is. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is the new quest. I'm gonna butcher it. Path of Gloufrey?
Oh yeah, Glofrey, I think.
A
Glofrey?
PogQuest. PogQuest. POG.
Pog quest?
Yeah, Path of
Yeah.
Oh.
Glofrey. Pog.
Oh. Okay, sorry, I'm cooked. Pog quest. So they mentioned something about leading to future like updates, and then they winked at RS3. Did you know those updates from RS3?
Yeah, it's Wall Gothic Sleeps.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Okay, I know that's a big quest from RS3.
Yeah, I think you unlock Tormented Demons from Wall Gothic Sleeps.
That's what used to drop Dragon Claws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
But
we'll
we also
unlock that
yeah, but we
eventually.
also have PDs.
We have what? PBs?
Uh we have Demonic Gorillas.
Ah, the My Gorillas.
Yeah, which were basically the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
really
Three
interesting. Because I never fought demonic, whatever they were. Not the
PDs, Tormented Demons.
tormented demons. Yeah, I never fought that.
It was literally Demonic Gorillas, just maybe different hit point type. The same idea was the same. It would switch randomly. You had to pray against it. They would overhead. Same thing.
Interesting.
Plus, we also have Dragon Claws already in the game, so that's not really going to be a drop there, is it? So there
Yeah,
might be
I mean,
something else that drops.
and I kind of hope that if TDs came back the way they were, I hope that it doesn't have Abyss drop because it's like fucking TDs are boring as shit nowadays. Um, compared to what they could do, right?
They're for sure gonna add something though, but they said that they were trying to work more towards like lateral buffs, kind of like Virtus, and not actual new best in slots to break the metas. So I guess we'll see. Maybe like a mage special attack weapon. That could be
I
cool.
could see that.
I mean, they have that. Is it the Warp Scepter that's coming from the actual quest that's coming out?
Yeah,
Which is
the
kind of
path
like
of
the in between, between the Ivan staff and the Trident, which I think that's pretty cool. I like
Oh,
that.
that's from coming from this quest. I thought it was coming from the mid level boss.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I messed
I
it up.
think
No.
it,
Don't
yeah, it's
think
coming from
so.
the Slayer monster unlocked from Pathagoth
Oh,
Glowfree.
I see.
And that
Okay.
Slayer monster doesn't auto unlock. You have to unlock it through a Slayer Master with points, so it like doesn't mess up our block list
Skipping,
or
yeah,
nothing.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
So overall, I think it's like really good, really healthy for the game, especially mid game irons. It blows my mind how Ivan's staff goes to Trident at 87 Slayer. Blows my mind how that's still a thing.
Yeah, it's a huge grind. But yeah, it's a good middle ground mage weapon. So I think that overall, like, I'm not against this. I actually voted yes for this quest. I thought
Yeah,
could be fun, and looking forward for it.
yeah. I think it's healthy. I think it'll be good. Even if it is catering to Ironman a little bit, so what? Like make the mid game a little bit more enjoyable for them so that they can keep coming back and paying the bills, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm sure the staff is still going to be worth like a decent amount of money. Probably not as much as a trident, depending on what charges it uses, how much runes it costs. So, cool.
It could also end up being like a PvP weapon or something that fits a niche or something.
Yeah, that could be
I guess
cool for
we'll
the
see.
PvP community as well. All right, so let's go to the next one, which is Forestry Part 2. All I gotta say is puke noises. Now someone else can go.
I mean, yeah, I'm basically I'm not a big fan of forestry and what it's done to woodcutting. I mean, I like how you can cut trees with friends. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
The 2H axes, they also look pretty cool. But all of the events, like it's too much. It's too much, and I don't like how it's completely changed woodcutting.
Do you have any solutions that they can implement to make it better?
Delete it. That's about it. Yeah, delete. I mean, delete the majority of it.
I
don't know.
got suggestions.
We really
Actually,
don't like it.
I agree. Like what you said, 100%. You're right. The event seems overkill. Not a fan. And what they did for the changes, like the timers and all that, that's great. Really smart change. I think what they should do is they should make forestry only applicable in the woodcutting guild, except for redwoods. So that way it's contained in a certain area, and you're not necessarily wandering around free to play, and you see freaking events everywhere when you're cutting trees, which is really weird. So I think if it's contained in the woodcutting guild, it could maybe be better. That's my suggestion. It's still
Or
gonna be
maybe if
shit, but better.
or maybe if there was like forestry worlds like there is now, except those are the only worlds that forestry events could spawn on. Like something that, because like forestry events, I mean, they just look stupid as fuck. Like
They look weird, yeah.
they just
Or
don't fit
just
into
a
the game.
forest somewhere, that, and that's the only place it spawns. I
That could
think
work
having it in the
too.
Woodcut Guild is a bit weird, with the whole thing being like, going out in a forest and
Yeah, maybe they could have like
seeing
specific
these events and
forests,
stuff.
and it's
Yeah, you
cycles or
could.
something.
Yeah, and then you like revive certain areas in the game.
Kind of
That
like shooting
nobody
stars
goes to.
spawn at random locations. Well, the forestry events would only work at
Yeah,
certain locations.
yeah. I remember the evil tree random. That was
I remember
really
that
cool.
too. Damn. Was that the one that like
Yeah, that.
that fought you, or there was another event that it made your axe handle
Yeah,
fly?
it's no. So you'd be like running around, and then like this root would come out of the floor, from what I remember. And then your
Yeah.
character would be like, "Oh, what is that?" And then like this big, massive evil tree would spawn, and you got to like burn it down and chop it down, and it was just really cool. It's kind of like shooting stars in a way, but for woodcutting.
I don't remember that, dude. Man, I remember
I will
killing them and getting like an Addy axe, and I was freaking out.
I will say
No,
though, I think
yeah, you're thinking of something
I
entirely
think
different.
different, right? Like the tree that spawns.
Yeah, no, it's not that one.
Shit. Were you saying, Sally?
I do think that what forestry did to mid-level woodcutting is good. I do think that making like the XP gains a little bit better at mid-level is super nice. It gives super nice variability to mid-level woodcutting. It's just, man, like as someone who's maxed woodcutting and goes to chop a tree or something, it just looks hideous to be a part of.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's not fun when XP is, give or take meaningless anymore, right? Like post 99 woodcutting XP, not really my thing. I don't really care about it. And so it's meaningless. And so like the way it integrates into the game and the way it looks means something to me, in my position. And so it feels bad looking at it because it looks just so horrendous. The roots were okay. I thought the roots were relatively unintrusive, to the game, but like the one where you have to nurse the baby sapling, that looks bad. The bees look bad. I mean, it all just looks bad except for roots, really.
Have
It's
you
a big
seen the new
letdown.
one? Have you looked at all of the new ones coming with part 2?
I haven't seen them in game, so I don't want to like say if I think they look good or look bad. But what are they again? Like you help a pheasant, you help some bees. What else?
There's like the giving like the tree the haircut or whatever it was, I think.
Yeah, the haircut.
Give a tree a hair. Yes, I mean that just sounds stupid. Like maybe maybe your description didn't do it justice, but from like an initial point, from an initial reaction, that just sounds stupid and very
You
not
don't
my
want to give
aesthetic.
haircuts to trees, Sally?
No, that just sounds so stupid. And it blows my mind how forestry would have been the best way to like help alleviate birds' nests on Iron Man. Like, why can't we like, a little baby bird falls out of its nest and we like not nurse it back to health, but like, help it get back in its home or something, right? And that could have, fixed an actual need in the game rather than just being like kind of, this fluff.
Yeah, I actually expected forestry to give a lot of bird nests because it made sense. It's like a logical way to get bird
Yeah.
nests, but I guess not. Hmm.
But I do like the idea that forestry, I think forestry was badly done. But I do like the idea of how it's trying to revigorate and bring new life into skilling. I think a lot of skills could do with, you know, a rework to its underlying systems, like the tree respawn rate or how trees get chopped down, like the way they roll. The passive buff to your wood cutting when more people are on it. I think that's fantastic. I think more skills could do with stuff like that. I just think forestry totally missed the mark on it in terms of what it could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Okay, anything else on Forestry Part 2? Or do we move on?
There's the bonfires and the
Oh,
Twitch's
yes.
gloves as well.
Yeah, I think the
Twitch's
gloves. I
gloves
think
could
it's a
be
cool
nice.
concept, but I don't think it'll make a big difference to. I don't think anyone's gonna use it. Honestly, it's the nests are so rare that just like
It might be cool to get like if you redwood to 200 mil, how many like clue nests you get. Maybe it could be pretty impactful there.
yeah, maybe yeah, if it affects clues, then that's kind of cool. Actually, I'll take it back.
Yeah, because I do like if I do redwoods at work or something, um I'll come back to like a master worth of clues, which is super nice.
Yeah, I mean it's a 10% increase for clues and bird egg nests. But
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm not 100% sure if it works for bird houses. I would
Oh, if it
imagine so.
does, that would be quite a big buff.
yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't like looked into it too much.
I guess we'll see if it works for Brithouse runs, and that's actually like a really good item. If not, then
Now to be okay with it working for birdhouses, why not?
yeah, I have no problem with it either. And the bonfires, I think they mentioned it was going to be like really, really reduced XP. So if it's AFK, I think it's a good thing. So yeah.
Yeah,
True.
it's nice to have a little AFK thing. I personally wouldn't do it. I'll probably just burn shades, but yeah.
Yeah, it could help lower levels maybe get to level 50 faster or more AFK. So
Yeah, that would be nice. Having like a
Also
chill way
nice
to
for
get to
free
winter
to play
time.
as well.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
true. A good AFK way to train fire making it free to play. All right. So in that case, let's move on to the next topic, which is quite a big one. So Leagues 4 was announced. Would someone like to go first?
You can go first, Shiba.
So I played the Twisted League, the first one, and then I was way too busy in real life to play the other ones. But I know that this rerun, this is like one of the most popular leagues. Like my fiance, she played it, she loved it. So I'm actually really excited for it. I love the whole like area locked thing. I wouldn't play, and I think this is kind of like the goal of leagues, right? It's like you play kind of like these weird account builds or like these weird kind of restrictions, but at like an increased XP rate, so it's actually fun. Because let's be honest, no one actually wants to play a chunk account unless you're making a YouTube series out of it. I would say. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there, but me personally, I wouldn't want to do it unless I was making a video out of it or something. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm gonna love it. And that last recall thing, I never got to experience it, so I can't wait, honestly.
Cool. Salii, how about you?
I've never been a fan of temp game modes because I feel like it takes away people from the actual game. So like if I'm trying to get like a raid team going, it's always harder to get raid teams. Uh, but whenever leagues 1 through 3, well, mainly 1 and 2, and then a little bit into the 3, I was like kind of like a low level iron, but now I'm not a low level iron. I'm kind of on the higher end. Um, so I think I'll participate in this one, and especially since it's like a static rank for dragon. I think I might just go for dragon, just to have a dragon cup on the iron. Um, so I'm going to play it. I'm looking forward to it because it's just something to do until Valamore comes around the corner. But I'm not like super excited. I'm not super unexcited. The rewards look pretty good. I like the transmogs and the cosmetics that they have, so I'm looking forward to that. But all in all, it's just like, it's something to do. That's not really my thing, but you know, I'm more of like a main game player, more than like a leagues enjoyer. But I mean, I'll still play it.
I mean, your opinion might change once you play it as well. You might play it and then absolutely love it, and then
It,
that'll convert you.
it could. It's just I'm one of those players that I absolutely love continuous progression. Like no matter what I'm doing, if I'm gaining XP or if I'm
Mm.
getting kill count or increasing bank value, whatever, I enjoy that. And I feel like a temporary game mode, it's going to reset, and I always know it's going to reset. So I feel like the XP I get is somewhat meaningless. So that's where I find the joy in RuneScape. So it's hard for me to enjoy something like that. Although I will enjoy the cosmetics from it because the cosmetics sound pretty cool.
They do, yeah, they do look pretty cool. All of the like transmogs for the house and things like that. As a completionist player as well, I mean, I know this probably won't sway you, but on leagues, if you get a pet, it transfers over to the next leagues.
Yeah,
So as a completionist, I'm gonna try and go for all pets on leagues as well,
Oh shit,
as
that's
well as the
cool.
Dragon Trophy. So
that'd be cool.
it's a nice little goal to like thread through like all of the leagues that I play, if that makes sense.
I think the pets are the same rarity. They're not buffed, except for like I guess Sire. So
Yeah, but you can, I mean, at least on like Twisted Leagues or whatever, you could get like increased clue chances and things like that. And then the clues were like rapid. You could like complete clues like super quick. So like trying to get Bloodhound is like way easier
yeah,
than the main game.
with the
So
teleports
everything's
and
just gonna be
everything.
sped up basically. Yeah. But you do have a limited time to try and get them. So
Yeah, that'd be a really cool goal as well. A good
Side
YouTube
project, yeah.
series, especially like if you play it every single leagues and like. But you need
yeah.
to have a good grind mindset for that, dude. Doing like 5,000 Zammies or something.
Yeah. I mean, another thing that I have to think about as well is like there's going to be different metas in different leagues. So like maybe this league it might be best to go for like some certain pets over others.
Mm.
But then it's the unknown. It's like, do I risk going for this pet knowing that next league it's going to be way easier and the other pet that I could have gone for was like much harder to get or
Yeah, because
something.
you're locked at
I
certain
don't know.
areas. That's a tough
Yeah,
choice.
I almost feel like you have to do the last recall. You have to do God Wars when you have last recall because I feel like last recall just makes God Wars like stupid free in terms of how many kills an hour it
Oh
is.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
That's a cool goal. I hope you make a series out of that.
Yeah, that's cool. I wouldn't have thought
Yep.
of that.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I actually I was thinking about leagues as well, and I think I'll actually play. I haven't played any of the other three. Even when they were live, I was playing RuneScape, but I just didn't do the leagues because, like Sally said, I don't like temporary game modes. So I was just watching YouTube videos and playing on the Iron. But I think this time what I'll do is I'll use my alt to play leagues, and I'll AFK Clog on the Iron. Probably gonna AFK Rune and Adam and Dragons. So that way I still progress the Clog, but slowly, and I can still play leagues. So that's the goal.
I guess you don't care about having the trophy and whatnot then
If it was on the collection
on
log,
your
I
on
would
your iron.
care, but it's not, so I
Yeah.
really don't. I guess it
Do you think
is.
they'd
I guess
retroactively add
completionist.
it?
Yeah,
Uh,
if Leagues was on the collection log, that would have been brutal, by the way. Like,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think they said temporary game modes will never be on the clock.
yeah, they did say that, which is good.
Yeah, that makes sense, 100%.
I mean,
But
maybe I'll still do a bit of Leagues on the Iron so I can get like a few of the cosmetics, because some of them look nice, but probably not, honestly.
I'll tell you one thing though, if they made it to where you can play old school and leagues on the same account at the same time, I would love it.
That would be
Oh, that'd be so cool.
incredible.
Because if I
But
could,
you'd run into so many problems with like that engine with that. Like what would happen if you're like private messaging someone or
Oh yeah,
like in your clan chat or whatever? It's kind of I
that
don't know,
could get
you'd have to run
messy.
two separate instances or something.
I'm sure they can pull
Uh,
it off, but you're right. That would
Yeah,
be
I'm sure they
weird.
could. Yeah.
even if they like had two separate save files or whatever, and sure you can talk to both on the same one, and you have to message the league's Salii over the non-league Salii, whatever it is. I just want to fish karambwans while I play leagues. If I could do that, I would love leagues with all my heart because
Just
I
make
would
an
feel
alt,
like,
Sally. Fuck it.
but I need the untradables on the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Nah, you don't need it.
Did you guys see the glitch that happened with Fresh Start Worlds with the
Yeah, when they
clan
were
hall?
duping money through the clan coffer.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
crazy.
I wonder how. I mean, surely they're gonna fix that for leagues, right? So.
I mean, dude, if they don't fix that for leagues, like, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised, but at the same time, that's like such a bad look, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure someone's gonna test it instantly, though.
Oh yeah, 100%. I didn't even think of that. That's funny. Leagues should be exciting, and I hope it goes well as well. One thing I did notice though from leagues is usually you get like a huge surge of players, and then when leagues finishes, the player count just drops drastically. So
Yeah, we've had that in our clan. Like, so many people get so used to like the rapid XP rates or like rapid drops, all that sort of stuff, and then they come back to the main game and they're so burnt. They get like 50k XP an hour and whatever they're doing, and they're just like, nah, fuck this. And then
yeah,
they
and they
just
quit.
go. Yeah.
It's normal. That's the downside of leagues, but I still think it's fun, and they should still do it.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Excellent. So let's move on to the next section, the mid-level PVM update. So they mentioned they wanted to add a new PVM encounter that would be somewhat more high intensity, but still be a mid-level boss. So that could help players learn about maybe changing their prayers, changing gears, and so on, and be an introduction to higher end PVM. So who would like to kickstart this discussion?
I absolutely love this idea, and I think it's much needed, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
In my clan, I haven't done it much on this new account, although. So back in the day, like on my old account, the one that's maxed Inferno, etc., I would take so many people to like Bandos or whatever, and help them out, learn bossing, take them to Zami, all that sort of stuff. But then it's like there's such massive gaps, I feel like, between bosses where you kind of learn like a little bit of like pathing and like prayer switching, gear switching at like Zulra, but I don't know. I think there's like way too big of a gap between certain pieces of content. So I think having something like this where, if you take someone to like TOA and they're dying a lot or something, you can be like, oh, okay, well, you're not very good at your prayer switches, you're not very good at this. So, maybe try out this boss, this mid-level boss, and see how you get on and just practice. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think we have a good amount of bosses to help learn, but having something more concrete could definitely help the like mid game and early game accounts. I'm completely for this update. I think it's a good idea, and I'm looking forward to grind it as well. So should be fun. And
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be so many high level players like rinsing it. Like when Sarachnis came out, and there's just like people with scythe and everything just completely destroying it.
But remember, Sarachnis became a clue scroll meta, so copium.
It is as well. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, Jagex, if you're listening to this, add medium clues to the drop table. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, yeah. What did you think about the clue scroll drops from all of There's a Treasure 2 bosses where it just drops a random tier?
I like that it drops any tier. I think that's really cool. But the rate is way too bad. It's a 1 in 40, and then it rolls either an easy, medium, hard, or elite. So it actually makes it a 1 in 60 to get any tier, which is really rare. I think they should have made it more common.
1 in 60 to get any tier?
1 in no, it's 1 in 160.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Well, to get a specific tier.
Yeah. Is it the same to like? is it the same drop rate to get an easy as it is to get an elite?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh crap!
which is
I did actually know
fine,
that.
but
Okay.
I think what
Yeah,
they
yeah,
should have done
okay.
is they should have done 1 in 40 for like all the clues. So then that means you have a 1 in 10 to basically roll the table to get any
I mean,
clue.
that seems a little overpowered.
Well, it would still not be meta for anything. Like you'd still do Sarachnis or barraging jellies or anything else, but it would just be like a really good passive clue rate. So that's why I would have enjoyed that.
I know. I think it's okay. Maybe like a 1 in 30 to. So like, what is it? 1 in 120 to hit any specific clue. I think that would be fine, but I think it's pretty good where it's at. I do enjoy how it drops all 3 though, or all 4 rather.
So is it you want medium clues from this new med level boss? Is that because you hate per, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I know this is an Iron Man podcast, but I'm so happy I can just buy Implings.
Yeah, dude.
I would not want I would not want to do that at all.
And shout out Jagex for the
I'm with
update
you.
for the
I'm with you on
Implings.
that.
That was such a good update where if you open Implings and you get a
Yeah,
clue, it
that's
stops
amazing.
you.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And you can spam click too.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
I know I was in Basilich's stream earlier today, and he said it's one of the best quality of life updates of the year. That's what he said, and I was like, sheesh, I guess mains like it.
Did you see the hard clue stream?
Yeah.
He did.
The 330H one?
The most recent one. He opened his first master casket. He got a Duke Bloodhound.
Oh yeah, I didn't see it because I had to leave, but I saw the clips after. Fucking Duke Bloodhound is nuts.
He wasn't happy about
I
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
mean, it's bound to happen, so you should be expected to. I mean, if you complete the clog, you should expect 90 Bloodhounds.
What the fuck?
We had
let that sink in.
We had someone in the clan who got Bloodhound on the first day of release on like 2 master caskets, I think it was.
Dude.
And he got a dupe by, it was either 50 or 150.
There's a guy in our clan, he got Bloodhound 18 kill count back to back into 19 kill count Bloodhound. And then he died at Sire and lost it and didn't insure it.
Oh no.
Bruh.
But I think now he claimed it back though, because you can claim them back now.
Yeah,
but
if
like
he had
if
the bank slot icon or whatever it was, yeah.
But I don't know if he got it before or after the clog though. If it was before the clog, I guess it's lost forever.
No, I think if it was before clog, but you had the bank slot, like if you had the placeholder, they gave you it. I think.
Oh, interesting.
I think. I'm not too sure.
But yeah, that's funny. I don't think he understood how rare that was or how. All right. So do you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, sure.
So the next topic is the massive teaser they did at the end for Varlamore, which is a new expansion. And it has a lot of new features as well, which should be really fun. And it feels very similar to Zaya. And they were very explicit that it's not going to be as bad as Zaya. So that's reassuring.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. They're like, don't worry, guys. It's not going to be bad. It's not going to be terrible like Zaya.
Well, at least they know. It shows that they learned from the mistakes in the past. So that's a good thing.
I mean, they have to, yeah.
Plus, Zaya's like 8 years old or something. So like, that was back in the infancy of
the
old
game.
school. So yeah.
Yeah, we can't blame it. I mean, we did get raids, Chambers with that as well. So
yeah,
Chambers and Winter
luckiest mistake they ever made. They had no clue how good it was going to be.
Yeah,
they just got lucky.
We kind of need some of that back.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever gonna get a situation similar to that where they release content. It's very difficult, but then there's like one specific way to solve it that Jagex never considered.
And they're like, "Holy shit, this is the best thing we ever did."
Yeah, or better yet, they patch it and it's not doable anymore, like they did for Leviathan. All right. I mean, there's a lot to talk about for this, so I don't know how you guys want to split it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
can we go piece by piece? Does anyone have a map Can someone bring up a map and share the screen so we can like look at it and kind of go through?
Let me see if I can grind it. Not grind it, find it. Why did I just write Vardorvis on Google?
Grab it.
Okay, I got a map here. So,
I can stream it.
oh, I can stream it.
Ooh, this looks good.
Let me just
Holy
switch
tabs, bro! What the hell, dude?
It's gigantic, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I
My-
got a shit ton of tabs open, dude.
My favorite spot that I want to see in game is that bit to the south with that like gigantic like fossil down there with the dungeon.
Here
That's
the
gonna be crazy. Yeah, the
colossal worm remains.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to be down there.
Assuming it's like maybe a new boss, like a worm boss. Huh?
Well, I mean,
Stonecutter
there's a
outpost.
completely
Is that like gonna
as
be like a
well. While that
smithing?
map's not.
Is
Yeah, so there's a dwarven town like underneath the map as well, which we can't see on the map.
Huh?
or did they confirm that or?
Yeah, they talked about it on the in
Oh
the stream.
shit!
Dude, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Is the because we have a
Yeah.
we have a stonecutter already. It's the guy that sells you your gold leaves, right? In Kildigrim.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that the stonecutter guy? Is it the same icon on the minimap?
But I'm assuming maybe this is like something where you mine and then you give him the ore and he gives you bars, maybe.
I don't know,
Yeah, it could be a new mining thing.
bro. If they made it to where you give him like ores for gems and he gives you red topaz, that would be literally the best update they could do, man. I just fuck mine in red topaz.
That's pretty cool. Sunset Coast. Hunter's Guild looks
Hunter's
really
Guild,
cool, by the way. I'm
yeah.
kind of excited for that.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be hunting contracts.
You
It'll
think so?
be let's revive going out and hunt some groks or whatever, however you pronounce them.
Or like go
Like,
catch
hunt
that
80
100
of these.
chins. Ah.
Exact. Yeah. And then they'll be like, okay, here's a kind of just like how farming contracts work. I think just like a because I feel like with that artisan skill, that they proposed ages ago, I feel like that's going to make its way into like the individual skills at some point. And I think the Hunters Guild is going to be the next step because we already have farming contracts. So I think, and I mean that the hunting contracts to me, it personally makes sense because you're going out on a hunt to go hunt these specific creatures. So I think it'd be pretty cool. But
I'd be okay with them, especially if they reward like aids things to get for Iron Man. I know it's kind of like catering Iron Man, but like if I could get black chins from hunting contracts, even if it's like less effective than going out in the wilderness and hunting them themselves, I would do that shit. Like,
yeah.
The city
It's
looks
gonna be-
really
it's gonna be
cool,
fun
by
to
the
see
way.
what they can do.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So much stuff.
And so much of this was done by Gentle Tractor. So who's not a Jagex mod or anything. He designed like a lot of this.
did they not pay him any money?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, they had him on the stream briefly as well and saying
Yeah,
thank
they
you
featured
and things
him.
to him. But I should hope they're paying him.
They exploited
Honestly,
him
someone
I
like
would
him
hope
would probably
so.
do it for free, dude. Like,
Yeah. Exploiting.
I
passionate
probably would
gamers.
too, bro. I would do it for free.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be
You got
real.
that- you got that like project manager, and they're like, "Wait, this guy will do all this work for free."
Yeah, that's true. Any company would probably freak out.
Yeah, that project manager was just like, "This is the best day of my life."
Send them some posters or
Basically,
Send them
slave labor.
some herbs or something in game.
We can pay this man in plushies. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh wait, hold on. What's that station bit below?
Huh? I think that's a training ground because that's a dummy icon.
Are you sure? Because there's like railways going over that little. Kind of looks like a. I don't know.
Wait, what?
Because that's a dummy icon. I'm looking closely on my monitor. Can I zoom in more?
I suppose so. But yeah, like scroll down there. You was
Oh.
just on it. There, going over the water. It looks like a railway sort of thing.
I
No,
hope this
a bit
map.
south, southwest, over the water. There's like that. Oh god, are you recording
Oh,
this?
this.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's a bridge, bro. That's a bridge. It's over
I don't know.
water.
It kind of looks like a railway to me.
I don't think a train will be able to do these like engineering wise. That's
Yeah, I
not really
suppose so.
possible.
I mean, we do already have trains in RuneScape. So.
So I hope the viewers are seeing this map and we're not just like talking
Yeah,
random.
yeah. I'm showing the map. Wait, what am I doing? Shit.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I'm showing the map.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not thinking about the scale of the map either. I see what you mean. It'd be way too small.
It's really, really well made. Actually, I gotta give credit. This is really clean. It looks like it's like fully completed.
Oh yeah. There's a couple of little places that could use some stuff, like maybe if they added like teak trees or mahogany trees or just even if it's like places or things people will never do, just kind of fill in the area a little bit. It is a lot of open land.
Or
Or if
maybe
they
make
had
it
them like
smaller.
or if they added like more hunting areas, like you see that hunter icon in that patch over there, that'd be cool if they had like uh I don't know what is in the Sahara, but like tigers or lions or whatever, if you could hunt something like a big cat, something like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Or
like the city. I
even
like the
Yeah.
Colosseum. I'm really excited to see what that's gonna be like as well.
but yeah.
So when you're talking about like tigers and lions and all that sort of thing, I'm thinking like Gladiator, and we have the Colosseum there as well.
Yeah,
So
true.
they could like pull in like some tigers and things like that, or lions, and have them like fight you. Like they'll dump you in the Colosseum and then just dump a ton of like lions in there that you have to kill.
Yeah, I can't wait for that update either. That's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be insane, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I'm honestly really happy too that they pitched like I personally thought the Summer Summit was quite good, and I'm happy that it was good because I was getting a little nervous that it was gonna be dog shit. Like, imagine if they pitched like Forestry Part 3 and like a bunch of cringe shit. Like, oh, dude, that could have been really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I definitely do
Yeah.
feel like for the next 6 months, there's something for me to take part in, which I find like super comforting, knowing that I'll be enjoying my time for the next while. So it's definitely nice.
Yeah. I mean, I had in my own Discord and in my clan Discord, I wrote a prediction out for every like for what I thought was going to be talked about. I nailed it 100%. And I was even going to put Chambers of Xeric changes on there as well, but I didn't. But to be fair, I would have got the Chambers of Xeric changes
Okay,
completely
okay.
wrong.
Did you guess Halloween event would be on the roadmap?
No, okay, so yeah. The smaller stuff, like when they said, "Oh yeah, we got a bunch of smaller stuff to announce," I didn't predict that because I thought it was like just the big stuff, and I think even
Yeah, me
Sween at
too.
one point was like, "Yeah, it seems a bit weird to put the small stuff on here," but I can't remember the reason they gave, but yeah, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna check this in as well," so
Yeah, that was
that's
like
a bit
one
of a
of,
surprise.
in my opinion, I think that's like one of the only flaws of the summit was putting the holiday events on there. Like that was just dumb. Whoever put that on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why
yeah, 'cause-
they should have just removed it and made it smaller because that's kind of dumb too. Or maybe they should have just filled it with like quality of life poll 81 or something. You know, they could have been very vague.
Yeah, they could have put literally anything on there and it would have been better than putting the holiday events. Or even taking them away. They could have just removed them and it would have looked good. A lot better.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing is, they're like, "Oh yeah, so we are gonna do a Halloween update as well." It's like, well, yeah, of course. Like, it'd be weird if you didn't. So you don't even have to tell us, really.
But more about the Coliseum a little bit. What do you think the rewards from the Coliseum will be?
That's a good question.
They spoke about it already, didn't they? It almost because I was watching the video by I think it was Aticon today. And it's kind of like split into like 3 tiers, like level waves 1. Oh no, he was talking about the
Pascal
Tuskal
trials.
trial. Yeah, he was talking about Tuskal trials. So yeah, he's predicting or hoping that they kind of used that idea in the Colosseum, right?
Well, didn't they ask if it was going to be the same thing as the trials, and then the mod, I think it was mod Ned, said yes and no. So it should be
Yeah,
very similar,
yeah,
but not the exact same thing.
I think he
yeah,
meant more in a sense of like the same mechanics, the same ideas, but instead of the blue inferno that we saw, it's more of a coliseum. It's just the skin of it, right? Like, which
Mm-hmm.
means pretty much nothing in the scheme of things. But the pitched reward was from Tuscal Trials was a new Bis Mage Cape. However, that was also before what's it called came out. Shadow. Like with Shadow, you got to be a little more careful with that, right? Like you can't just come out with a new Bis Mage Cape because it gets tripled, right? So and you can't really just make it a +1 because like what does +1 do really, right? So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with.
I'm also kind of hoping that the Colosseum is more melee based because
This makes sense.
I don't know. I just have this. I'm just thinking back to like Gladiator, where it's just like just swords essentially, swords, spears, maybe some bows and things, but I don't know. It feels weird having magic though.
Yeah, I do see how it's more melee based.
Melee base would be really cool, actually. Imagine if you had to bring different weapons for different styles.
And it would give like stuff like Inquisitors and stuff like that, like more of a use. Like you could imagine like what if since it's how gladiators like didn't wear heavy armor, they all wore like super light based armor, I guess for movement. I don't know like the
Yeah,
historical
yeah,
reason for it. What if they said, I to compete in the Coliseum, you have to have under a certain amount of defense. So like you can't use Torba. You got to use ink or you got to use obsidian or something. I mean maybe that's like a, weed PVM take, but it would be cool to have restrictions in that sense. Be more like gladiator-y, but then
You know what? Not having to wear Torv was a good
I
idea,
like the
Sally.
idea.
Actually, I wouldn't mind that idea either. That's not like a good way to make it more accessible, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't like obviously put in a lot of thought about that. That was just like a off the cuff idea. So don't blame me, but I
Oh,
could
you're
see
gonna
something
get
like that
flamed. Don't
happening.
worry, Sally. That's how it always
No,
is.
I like it. I like the idea. I'd like to see more like niche uses for things like Inquisitor and things like that, especially. Um, I'd love to see like a chariot going around like Colosseum, and then
Oh,
you've got like use a crossbow to like take out his wheel or something
Oh, that's
that
so
would be
for like a
cool.
cool.
certain time.
Yeah, I like that, dude. Having a
And it
chariot
would
go
be
around.
cool too if there was like weaknesses and you didn't just fang everything.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there'll be some kind of nerf to the Fang by that point, but we'll see.
Cool, Coliseum. I'm excited for that one.
But yeah, like if they had well, it'd be cool. I think how they said the Tuscal trials, they had like waves 1 through 4, 4 through 8, and then like 8 through 12.
Yeah.
So what if like the arena changed every wave? So like you had melee 1 through 4, ranged 4 through 8, and then maged 8 through 12, and like you would go in, and then like the melee would be like the basic like dual arena type, or the legacy dual arena type layout, and then like the ranged base could be like the chariot, to where like you're riding around in a chariot,
Yeah, yeah.
someone else is riding around, you use ranged, and then like the mage could be like maybe like a more sea based area, and like maybe you use earth spells to create platforms that you have to move around, and eventually the platforms fall and you got to make more platforms. Who knows, right? But that'd be something cool. I feel like they can take the Coliseum arena itself and really make that like a unique experience that will set it apart and make it a lot more interesting and fun. Or maybe I'm smoking again. Like,
I mean, yeah, no, it sounds cool. I
I
like the
like the
idea.
Earth idea. That's kind of cool. The Earth spell.
yeah, but
I
then
love to see
people
like
would spellbook
sorry, go
swap.
on.
Yeah, fuck, I don't want to spellbook swap.
Yeah, I'd be meta. Just
Yeah, it'll be cool to see like cutscenes of like gates opening and then like this like gigantic like beast coming out or something. I don't know. I'm really excited for the Colosseum. I think it's gonna be so cool. I may
Yeah.
need to rewatch Gladiator before it comes out.
Yeah,
Such a
it
good
would
film.
definitely be cool to see.
We should do a CC event, movie night for Gladiator.
Yeah, before the launch or something. Yeah, no,
It is a good
100%.
movie though.
I think. Do you guys want to continue? I mean, we can talk about it for
We
however
can keep
long,
going. It's
but
up to you. If you have something to say, just keep going.
I'm just excited about it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm happy to. And they mentioned that they're going to be adding a few quests, like an entire quest line to unlock the area and so on, which I think is cool.
Yeah, and they won't be like super long like DT2. They'll be somewhat shorter
Yeah,
quests.
good.
All three might take the same amount of time as like DT2 on release, but
But
I
it'll be
wonder if we'll.
released in chunks as well. Like I don't think they're going to drop the entire thing at once. There's going to
Yeah.
be a lot of like expansions and so on, which is normal.
Well, yeah, they said that for the map, didn't they? That it's gonna release in chunks.
I think it's better that way. That way they can focus on QAing and making sure there's no bugs and slowly progress through the entire map.
Do you
Yeah,
think we'll get
exactly.
another block list? A block?
We should, because
slot?
we're actually close to 300
We
quest
should.
points.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Is that how it works? Do they have to add that? Like, I wonder how that's gonna.
Well, every 50 you should be gaining
It's every
one.
50.
So I would
Did we
expect
gain
to
it
get
on
one.
the? Did we gain it on the last 50, or
Yeah, because that was 250.
then we actually gained another block slot?
I think so. I don't remember seeing it gain because I wasn't like efficient slayering back then.
We should do. Yeah, no, I think that's how it works in RuneScape. RuneScape 3. You get extra blocks, I believe.
So that's
But I'm
pretty
not a
cool
big
then.
quest
If you're gonna
guy,
do block
so
lists, that's good for Slayer.
Yeah, I can't wait, dude. That's gonna be so nice. But then again, I'm gonna be done with Heart by then, so who cares? Oh, I mean, hopefully, right?
Copium. All right. Anything else to add, or do we move on to the last topic?
Can we do one last look at the map? Make sure that we covered everything.
I mean, I think we did. I mean, there's other things. There's like really nothing to speculate. It's just like a dungeon, so.
Yeah, there's dungeons and like that underground town and things like that. But we don't know a lot about them. They just kind of mentioned them and that was it. I mean, I see a lot of ports. I see things for sailing, like the trading port down there, and then yeah, you got that bit at the top, that forest. I don't know how to pronounce those. I'll be honest,
Koton?
but I'm not even gonna.
You're not gonna try.
But there was another one on the southern coast as well, southwest, I think. Yeah, that's Sons of Coast, but
Easy way to travel there.
yeah, it's like a fishing spot or something there, so that'd be cool.
We also get a new farming patch.
Where's the farming patch?
Oh,
Right in the middle of the screen, next southeast of the farm. Ortis Farm.
oh yeah, I see it. Oh yeah, new herb patch. Yeah, left.
Top
Keep
left
going
of your
left.
screen.
Keep going left.
You got the farm southeast of that.
Oh, I see it. Oh.
Yep. So
that means
farming
10,
patch.
10 herb patches.
Yep.
Let's go.
Hey, I mean, it's something, right? Especially with all the seeds from TOA. So
Yeah, going to be printing tons of herbs into the game. Is there any more? Oh, they got like a little park there as well. That's nice. I like that.
yeah, the farm and supply shop. I think
It looks very scenic, doesn't it? Like the city and things like that. It looks like you could actually like walk around and explore for a little bit, which is really cool. Because they were trying to promote that with Zaya, wasn't they? Like it's a brand new area, so it's like nobody knows where to go. You feel like a noob when you're walking around, but they didn't quite nail that, I feel like. So this will be the first time we actually maybe experience that.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I cannot wait. And I got plenty to do before then, right? We got leagues coming out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big year. It's gonna be a big year for RuneScape, 100%. I'm looking forward to it.
And I hope it attracts a lot of new players too, because that's really good for the health of the game.
I think this is more aimed at like returning players, I would say. I would say sailing is probably aimed at newer players.
Speaking of sailing, if you guys want to,
It's a perfect segue.
Yeah. I was lining that up.
Let me just warm up mentally, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Sailing. Who wants to go first? What should we talk about? Okay, actually, firstly, let's just say, did you guys vote yes or no for sailing in the Giga poll?
I have still not voted because I'm waiting for someone to fully convince me to vote yes. So, for the people listening, leave a comment and just like completely argue with me and like try and change my mind. Like I'm open minded to voting yes, but I can't. I think it's just the trust. I don't have the trust in the development team to pull off what they're promising. I think is what it boils down to, in my opinion.
Okay.
In terms of like balancing, especially. So balancing like the existing skill mares, economy, like, and I'm not talking about like raw GP. I'm talking like items and things like that. Like, I don't know. I was hoping it'd be more of a sync for items, but it doesn't seem to be that way. At least from first inspection.
It might sink planks and so on, but probably won't be crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I mean, sailing. I do think it's probably one of the stronger skills to implement into the game, like as a new skill, 100%. But again, I don't. I feel like they don't have the staff to, and that's not to say like Husky and Elena are bad or anything. It's just like this is a monumental, like gigantic project for them to handle, and I don't think they have enough resources for it. And as well, we have so much in the game that needs taking a look at and fixing. So I don't know. I feel like with sailing, especially, like that's all we're gonna see for like a good year or two. It's just gonna be sailing. It's just gonna be non-stop like content updates for sailing and nothing else in the game. Like everything else is just left to rot, basically.
Okay.
But I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I mean, I got a lot of beef with it. I think so. Every argument I've seen for sailing has always been an argument from the point of the content it brings. And I think that a skill needs, I think any piece of content can come from literally anything. Like, we don't need sailing to come out with new materials. We don't need sailing to come out with new areas. Look at Valamore, right? Like, we're going to get Valamore. It
Yeah.
is on par with any island sailing can come out with. We don't need sailing to come out with new areas to explore or new content or new materials. So I just don't think that sailing as a core skill exhibits the same simplicity, the same mechanics that all other skills have had. Like, take fletching, for example. Boring, yes, extremely simple. It fits in perfectly with how the game integrates itself. Like, you make arrows, right? Like, you make ammunition for ranged. Extremely simple, extremely easy. Extremely the training loop is very simple. But then you have sailing to where it's like the mechanism to train it is to like fasten your sails with the winds and to navigate the seas. It's like, I mean, I don't really see that, like it's not simple, it's not a core aspect that I think fits well into the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I know Lone wanted to have like another pro sailing person on here, but wasn't able to find someone. So I'll try and counter that by saying like, they want to release a skill, but like, I think their fear that if they release something too simple, then people will push back and say, well, this is too simple. We don't need it. So they have to go like full on and like bolt on so many I don't know, like mechanics, items, areas, all that sort of stuff to make it seem like really big and exciting. And it's like, we need this sort of thing rather than it being like lackluster, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's like we can get that through anything. Sailing does not.
Yeah.
Sailing is
Yeah,
not the
yeah, yeah,
sole
yeah, yeah.
route to get those turtle people. You can get that through literally anything, even fletching. I could imagine that there could be uh, some expansion to fletching where you fletch a raft and you go out to sea. Like obviously that's like a brain dead take, right? So people are going to flame me in the comments, but obviously brain dead take. But they've also spent 8 months to formulate this. I've spent 40 seconds. But anything in the game can happen because of anything. There doesn't need to be sailing, right? And so I want the core gameplay loop and the core aspect of the skill to integrate well and make sense. I just don't think that they achieved that, in my opinion. I
Could
think
you say that about certain other skills? So, like, take Slayer, for example.
Slayer's the only
It's
one
like,
that I think is the same. Yeah.
yeah. It's like you don't necessarily need it. Um, I'm looking at some other skills and I'm thinking, do you actually need that?
I think Slayer's the only one. Like if they were to do a Slayer's guild, like the Hunter's guild, but do a Slayer's guild and removed Slayer from the game and did a Slayer's guild and you had slaying contracts, I think that would be perfectly fine pitched today. I would vote yes for that. That'd be perfectly fine. If they pitched Slayer as a skill, I would vote no to that shit because it doesn't integrate well with the game. And even look at us right now. I mean, Slayer is a skill, sure. Is it fun to train? I mean, it's not fun, right? But a lot of people don't have necessarily fun with it. But you can say that about every skill, I guess. So it's kind of a brain dead take too. But it doesn't integrate well. I think smithing integrates well, mining integrates well, wood cutting, every skill except Slayer integrates well, and then Slayer, it's just not bad, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of hurting my point.
So
But
I'll go. So I voted no to the poll. I initially didn't vote yesterday. I was trying to think about it, and then this morning I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm voting no. So I voted yes for a new skill like a couple months ago, and I'm actually really intrigued to see a new skill. Like I'm kind of down to lose my max cape, have to regrind it, and train a new skill,
Oh
try
yeah.
to grind it to 99 as fast as possible. That could be fun. But I don't know. I didn't feel really excited for sailing. I think the issue is that it has, like we mentioned, it has potential to be good, but it also has potential to be bad. And I feel like once we pass this checkpoint, it's full on committed. Whether the skill is good or bad, we have to put it in game. And I think the reason
Yeah.
for that is because Jagex, as a company, they know for a fact that a new skill would bring a lot of attention to the game, new players, new revenue, more money, and they don't really have a choice to commit now. Because if, for example, they don't commit and sailing fails, that looks really bad on the company. Because then that shows that it's going to be difficult to have a new skill pass, and it's just like I'm just scared that the new skill is really shit, and it makes just the entire experience worse. And
I
that's the
mean,
double-edged sword.
we do have shit skills in the game already as well.
yeah,
I
true.
mean, is there anything about sailing that you did like?
So real quick, I don't think sailing will be shit. I think as a skill, it doesn't make sense to me, and I would rather have something else um like shamanism or invention. I'd be okay with either of those.
Yeah, I
As
voted shamanism, and I love the idea of invention. Well, I like the idea of invention, but the rewards from invention are a bit scary. I've seen
yeah,
them, so
yeah, I'm not talking about like the rewards or nothing, but like the idea, the core aspect of
yeah,
invention, I think fits well in the game. That's what I want to see from a skill, is those core aspects. I don't think sailing hits the core aspects, but although with that, I don't think sailing will be bad. If sailing comes in, I don't think they're going to flop. I don't think it's going to be unenjoyable. I mean, look at Slayer. I don't think Slayer fits the core aspect of a skill, but it is not bad. I have the same take with sailing. However, I think that on a poll or like as a piece of content like this, a skill, you have you have to just get it right. Like you can't not get it right. And I feel like sailing, although it will be fun, will not be a skill. It'll be an activity. or like a mini game, I suppose. I just don't think that's right for skilling. However, I'm also not a skiller, right? So like in the end of the day, I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to enjoy the content sailing brings. However, if it can be done better with shamanism or invention or whatever, then I'm going to voice my opinion on that and push my agenda, I suppose. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I remember on one of their like their Q&A sort of thing, I think they asked Husky like, okay, if it doesn't pass, would we still see sailing in the game, but like not as a skill? And he was kind of like almost confused about how they'd add it to the game without it being a skill. Like how would you level up how would the progression work and things like
So,
that?
what if?
But you
I mean, I'm sorry. Go on. I didn't mean to interrupt. My bad.
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna say, but I would counter that by saying add more charter ships or just add the island masses, and then you could just travel to them through the
Well,
charter ships or whatever it is.
well, what about this one? You know how like a lot of games have archetypes?
I don't know what that is. Can you explain it?
Archetype is like a classification of your character. So like you have like a race. Like let's take
Or
another
like
game. I'm
archer, magician, like that?
Classes and things like that.
more like a profession type deal. Like
Okay.
you'll have like a carpenter, you'll have like a blacksmith, maybe as like an archetype, or it's a little bit more broad than just profession. You'll have like adventurer. You'll have uh a fighter. So adventurer, fighter, builder, hunter gatherer, stuff like that. Like core aspects of yourself. What if you could do that but with a skill? Or not skill, but like these activities. What if you could have the shaman archetype? You could have the tamer archetype. You could have the sailing archetype, which doesn't involve the drastic overhaul like the sailing skill, but would allow you to explore the oceans. Very relatively limited, right? But maybe that's another compromise. Obviously, they're not going to take it way too far down the rabbit hole. I'm just spewing, but I'm just trying to, I guess, defend the position that sailing does not need to be a skill. It can be taken as an activity and be perfectly fine, in my opinion, as an activity or mini game
Yeah.
or archetype, whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Yeah, we just I mean, the thing if it's thematically, I think as a skill, it's probably, as I think I said at the beginning, it's one of the stronger ones to like add to RuneScape, because we've always had pirates, we've had ships, we have like broken ships and wilderness, Port Sarim, sea shanty. I mean, that's one benefit of sailing. We'll get sea shanty 3. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just more of like, to win me over, I would have loved to have seen like a beta on how like it like just more of like the mechanics and things like that. But then at that point they'd have to sink a lot of dev time into actually doing that, so I see why they wouldn't. But I do feel like a beta would have helped a lot to sway me. Like I wish I could actually like test it and see how it's going to be in the game, and like
Or even if
how it's going to affect the rest of the game, because I really do feel like it's going to affect the rest of the game in a massive like I think that's kind of being like understated. I feel like it's gonna change almost everything in the game.
or even if it was not maybe not a beta, but at least show us a VOD of a JMod training for 1 hour, and that's it. If I could see that, then I'd be like, I can form a better opinion about it. But
Well,
Yeah,
they
I mean
explained
they've
briefly
released
how
the
it would
tech.
work.
Yeah, they showed like the tech demo and like some other bits. The guy who was I can't pronounce his name. But he's done some brilliant videos as well.
Like I think they mentioned you can store your ship in like a bottle in your inventory, kind of like a clue bottle, and then you can also have 3 different types of ships. One of which you can like sail really close to the shore, so you can see people sailing around you, which is kind of cool. And then there's like a deep sea one. They also mentioned the raids potential of having a raids boss,
Yeah.
which that was kind of cool too. That got me a little
I
excited.
don't know. I
all-
mean, oh, go on.
yeah, so all of those ideas, absolutely phenomenal. I'm out. I love it. Absolutely perfect. But it's the content of the skill, not the skill itself. I'm trying to make that pretty clear distinction there.
Like how you train it. Well, they said you gain sailing XP doing like any action, but I wonder what exactly like the XP rates are gonna look like. Like, do you get XP for discovering islands? Do you get XP for just sailing? Because does that mean if I
You
sail in
get
circles, I get XP?
so they none of it's final, but they did show some videos where it's like, yeah, if you're like fastening your sails, if you're doing certain things on your ship, that's what gives you the sailing XP. So like building a ship, that would give you construction XP rather than sailing XP.
Yeah, that makes
And then
sense.
you have things like the Barracudas where they like um they pay. I think the Barracudas were more for like racing and things like that. And then you could also do like protective missions where you like go out and protect this cargo ship or whatever, and try and get it to a certain place where pirates are attacking you, and then you got to defend them, and or doing like deliveries and things like that. So, but again, I don't know. Yeah, I could talk about this for hours. But
It'll be interesting to see. So I guess on Friday we'll see what happens. Maybe it
yeah,
could fail.
Yeah, I doubt it'll fail.
I have seen more pushback than I thought. Like I thought I was going to be in quite the minority, but I have seen a lot of people pushing back on it more than I anticipated. I'll be honest.
But I think like the people pushing back are the people that are more vocal too, so it might
True.
skew the information.
Yeah.
I I mean there was a poll on Reddit and it seemed like it was like 66% yes, which is like really really tight, but that's also Reddit. So that also is biased. But I would be willing to bet GP that it'll I won't do it because that's RWT, but I'm willing to bet GP that it'll pass.
I could also
I'm sure it will.
I could also see someone who's a no voter be like super malicious with it, like create a bot farm with like thousands of bots that all vote no.
Don't you need to train it for like a bit though? It's like 250 total.
I don't know.
How
I
long
mean,
would that take? Okay, Shiba,
I
make
mean
a
this
video where you speedrun voting on the poll and see how long it takes you from a fresh level 3.
I think you
Yeah,
have a
no, I'm good.
25-hour playtime minimum.
Oh, really? So you actually have to get the playtime? Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
but then again, it's like as a bot farm owner, if you were farming like no vote accounts,
Well, you have
that's
already a
a lot
bot
of vote.
farm fishing or whatever. You just make them all vote.
Yeah, or like the LMS bots or whatever. I wonder if
Yeah.
someone would actually do that.
Well, you voted no on all your alts, did you, Salii?
Yeah,
How many alts was
like
that?
12 in total.
12. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's from Chambers. It's from Chambers. Which I was
Wow.
an alter.
Yeah.
I didn't vote on my alts. I should probably. I only have 2 though, but still.
I have quite a few. Um yeah, I'm still kind of on the fence. I'm kind of like in between. I'm just scared that they'll get it like wrong. Like it'll ruin. I don't know. I think it's just way too big of an impact to the game.
I do trust
And also,
Husky a lot though. Like he did a great job with Sepulcher,
it's.
so
I mean,
I
I
have
do.
faith.
I 100%. I do trust them. It's just
It's risky.
then you have Husky only working on sailing and nothing else. Like he's only going to be working on sailing. Aline is only going to be working on sailing. Like all of the marketing, everything is just going to be dumped into sailing. And like, what else? We have so much in the game that needs taking a look at and fixing. And I mean, they
Yeah.
did say they're going to still, work on other things, but I don't see them being able to like spin all of these plates at once. It's the focus is just going to be sailing, nothing else.
I'm going to trust that the team structure that they have with like the 8 different teams working on, you know, different aspects of the game is going to work. But I do see how sailing is going to be
I
pretty big
mean,
focus.
I think maybe I'll talk about this afterwards. But there was one specific update that I'm thinking of, and I'll name it after, where some people were talking to Monash and things like that, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, we can't do any of that because the developers who worked on it are busy at the moment." And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't want those people to be wrapped up in sailing. I really need them to go back and fix things in the game that I'm really passionate about.
Well, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed in this game, and they're working on it, but very slow pace.
What needs to be fixed? What do you guys have in mind?
I'm thinking all the quality of life polls, they should be faster on those.
True, they could
Maybe
implement it a bit
fixing.
faster.
What else could they fix?
Birds eggs. Fuck them things.
Thanks, yeah.
It's
I
like
was
20
really
years.
hoping something with forestry was going to fix that. I mean, we have the gloves, right? I'm praying it works
That's
with the
copium,
birdhouses.
dude.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that could have been like perfect for forestry. It fixed nests and god eggs all in the same one. You know, nurse a little baby bird back to health. Boom, done.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, they had the birds in RuneScape 2, right? With summoning. I was praying, because bird eggs had like zero use, in old school, right? Up until evil chicken and whatnot, and that little shrine. And I was praying that they were gonna release those little birds again, having like this little sourdough and owl and things like that. So cool. I also want to see the I mean, I'm very heavily biased about this, but I want to see the Dogs of Gillinor quest. Have you guys heard about that? Have you seen like the in-game models and stuff?
I'm
So
not
is that like
familiar.
a? I
Yeah,
haven't
no,
seen
they
it. Was that
have.
like a game jam thing?
Yeah, it was a bit of a game jam, but I think Modash talked about it on a stream once as well, where they want to release this quest where it's essentially like Gertrude's cat, but for dogs. 100% want to see that.
All right, I guess that's all the topics covered.
Yeah, can't wait to see what comes out.
Yeah, I guess time will tell. And as much as we might be against it, it's not doesn't mean that we're gonna be boycotting the game or quitting. Like we're still all addicted to this game, and regardless of
Yeah.
if sailing passes or fail, I'm just gonna embrace it or move on.
Yeah, yeah,
So
same. I don't
And
care. I don't care about my max cape.
I'm sure
yeah,
it'll
me
be
too.
fun. Like I
Yeah,
doubt sailing will not be fun.
it'll be fun, but it's just how much how much it completely destroys the game. I don't know. I'm scared.
But we'll see.
So yeah, if someone can in the comments can sway me, I'm sure. When's this video going out?
8 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So in the comments, yeah, just try and sway my opinion. Try and get me to vote yes.
Yeah, keep
Or
it
give me
civil.
more
By the
reasons to
way,
vote no.
remember we're all grown as men, so talk like it.
Most of us. Most of us. Yeah.
Most of us, and yeah, should be fun. Okay. Any final words?
Nope.
Nope.
Cool. Well, I'll leave your YouTube, Shiba, in the description. And Salii, I don't think you care.
Nope.
Cool. And I
Nice
mean,
and simple.
yeah, I guess on that note, if you enjoyed, don't forget to like. Feel free to comment and initiate discussions. And I guess it's you said it's Friday that they close the poll. So
Yeah.
hopefully Friday we see the results.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be a big day. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm at the office, but I can't wait to look at it too. Should be intriguing.
Might be riots in Falador. We'll see.
Oh, dude. That should be content. All right, well, peace out.
See you, boys.
See you.